grapefruit! Fake! Fake! Fake grapefruit! Fake! Liar! You liar!
Well. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is Thermos Thursday, and I'll tell you what, Mr. T created those, and I don't really know what Thermos Thursday means, except it's kind of the end of the week. It's Thursday. You feel like you're drained. Your thermos is empty. Anyways, whatever it is, it's work related, and it's Thursday. And it take a look at it. Well, it looks more like probably a Hamas bomb more than a thermos. Anyways, it's a Thermos Thursday. Get your hot and steamy bullshit, folks. I'm going to call this a no way Thursday. Yeah, that's really where we're at. When I saw what happened today, I was like, no way, no fucking way. I tell you what I need all the support you guys can handle. Distribute and do it. We need to share the internet address. We need to share it, and get it out there. The entire system is crumbling like a skyscraper made of graham crackers. It just takes one person to take a bite out of it and it starts to crumble. Anyways, get this, folks. The New York Times, CNN, Reuters, and the Associated Press all had contract reporters embedded with Hamas terrorists. Now, during the Gulf Wars, we had CNN and NBC reporters embedded with U.S. military. Now they're embedded with fucking Hamas terrorists. They were taking photos, folks, during the mass slaughter that occurred. Over in Israel. There was a terrorist slaughter of women, men, the elderly, children, pregnant women. They were embedded with them, folks, while they went around terrorizing the country and raping women, taking hostages and cutting babies out of the stomachs of their mothers. What do you think the New York Times, Reuters, the Associated Press, and CNN are going to do when Antifa, BLM, and Hamas are murdering us here in the United States of America? How can this not be considered unethical? How can it not be unethical? This is a fucking no way. Unbelievable that they did this. Well, that's not the end of the story. No, it is not. Nope. CNN has said that they have now fired contract reporter who was embedded with Hamas during the October 7th murderous terrorist attack of women, men, the elderly, children, babies, pregnant women, and their babies. Now, Reuters and the Associated Press, they're saying, no, we had no prior knowledge. No, we didn't know this was all coming. The major media outlets, folks, Associated Press and Reuters, they're like, no, we would never do that. They're fucking liars. They lie their asses off. They lie in politics. They lie on policy. They lie about who is what. They lie about every fucking... You think I'm buying their story? They were embedded, folks. They were traveling with them. They were going in and killing people, and they're filming it. Just documenting mass murder. It's cool. Just working for Hamas. Fucking propagandists for Hamas. I got to tell you, folks. Got to tell you. A lot of people are scratching their fucking heads on this one. We're supposed to believe the media. We're supposed to take them at their word. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Now, here's an update on this shit. The impartial CNN is impartial during the Hamas terrorist thing. How the fuck can you be impartial during murder, rape, terror, the slaughter of innocent people? You cannot fucking be there and be impartial. What are you, fucking Switzerland on roller skates? Hardly. So the impartial CNN Gaza reporter joined Hamas terrorists. This son of a bitch, impartial my ass, was filmed with a grenade in his hand. He's like filming and he's got a fucking grenade in the head. Why is an impartial reporter carrying a fucking grenade? Now, journalists, embedded journalists, impartial, embedded, contract journalists can join a terrorist organization, participate in a secretly organized mission to go and fly into Israel and mass murder people, women, men, the elderly, children, pregnant women, babies. I keep saying that, don't I? Because that's what Hamas does. They want to do that. They want to join these secret missions and join the murder. That's just fucking fine. No problem, right? This is unfucking conscionable. We expect governments to fucking lie. We expect terrorists to lie. Oh, and we know the media lies, but now they have just gone above and beyond. If you're with Hamas and they're like, okay, everyone, let's get on our little paragliders with some little fans on the back to blow us into Israel. Do they think they're going there to sell Girl Scout fucking cookies? Do you think they're going there to sell cheap life insurance? Do you think they're going in there and giving free warranties on their tires in Israel? What the hell? Do you think they're going in there to help the people of Israel? Or do you think they're flying in, sneaking in, driving in, going through tunnels up into Israel to fucking murder people? It's that simple. It's that fucking simple. Now, I, you, me, us, regular people, we can't say shit about the elections because that's dangerous and could cause problems in the future. You, I, me, us, we cannot say shit about Cerveza bug because that's misinformation and people could make bad decisions based on what you say. And you can't say a thing, you, me, us, we, anyone, about the Jim Jones juice because we're not scientists. And anything we say as an influencer could influence other people. And that's dangerous. Meanwhile, you got fucking teachers and fruitcakes. These fruit-tossing, salad-sucking wieners are in school every day convincing children to cut their dicks off, to cut their boobs off, to take mind control drugs, to take gender change drugs. That's just fine. But John, you better shut the fuck up. You're not allowed to talk about something that we have an agenda about, and we don't need you fucking with it. Even if you're only talking to 10,000 people, 20,000 people, 100,000 people, we can't have that. They can't have us talking, but they can have these fucking reporters embedded with terrorists on missions into Israel to murder everyone. Fuck you, CNN, Associated Press, Reuters, New York Times, and every other liberal fucking rag news station and government agency that wants to silence us. And did I leave out big tech? Fuck you guys too. Folks, it has hit the fan. I can't wait to see a CNN news crew as I do a Zero Dark 30 filming a fucking bunch of terrorists murdering people, lining them up and chopping their heads off as they impartially film it. They're like, hey, turn to the camera, bare your teeth. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Look all angry when you cut those people's heads off. I'm impartial. I'm CNN. These fucking people are out of their minds. By the way, I hope you guys are enjoying this. How many people have a damn clue? They don't have a clue. Not a fucking clue about what's going on. They don't. I come here every day to bring to you an angle on what's happening, to give you a different peek, a look down the side. Lift the fucking curtain and see what's happening. It's crazy as fuck. Crazy as fuck. Get this, right? In Los Angeles, fucking Hollyweird. The actress Gal Gadot. Oh, by the way, she's an Israeli Jew, right? Gal Gadot hosted a screening. Gal Gadot was a Wonder Woman. That's right. Wonder Woman hosted a screening about the October 7th terrorist thing. And the movie, a 43-minute filmumentary called Bearing Witness, has extremely graphic, violent footage. And it was, quote, documenting the atrocities committed by Hamas on October 7th, 2023. Is this propaganda? You fucking bet it is. It is Israeli propaganda to show the world what Hamas does. Is there anything wrong with showing the world what Hamas does? No, it's a good thing to show the world what Hamas does, because that's what Hamas does. That's what they're about. When you send money to Palestine, Gaza, it goes to Hamas and they turn it into murder. So, Gal Gadot, good for you, Wonder Woman. You are just fine. Do a great job. Bring it to the world's attention in Hollywood, right? Oh, by the way, the film shows footage that was shot by Hamas terrorists during their murderous rampage. Maybe that film footage was shot by CNN or Reuters or Associated Press or some other news organization that was embedded with Hamas, that was under a contract, greased their palms with money, a contract arrangement. Hey, Hamas, we'll give you a couple $1 million if you let us put our reporters in bed with you, and they can film what you do, and we'll have great footage for our cameras, for our news broadcasts. That's how fucking stupid these people are, folks. That's how stupid they are. So, the LA Times, pile of shit newspaper, reported that around 200 people, including Hollywood executives, Israeli officials, they went to the screening of this film, Bearing Witness. And about 50 protesters gathered outside. Guess what the protesters were doing, folks? Well, they're pro-Palestinian protesters who became pro-Palestinian rioters. And they attacked those who were attending the screening, folks. What did they expect? Did they expect to show footage of Hamas terrorists murdering everyone and expect the Palestinians not to get mad about that? Right? It'd be like, I don't know, we've got footage of a bank robber robbing the bank. And you show a film about that, and the bank robber shows up outside and starts punching people who wanted to watch him robbing a fucking bank. Any of these pro-Palestinian supporters are themselves terrorists. They just didn't have a chance to be in Israel to murder people. So instead, they're just supporters, protesters, rioters. And now, as far as I'm concerned, they are terrorists. Folks, what is terrorism? One more time. Terrorism is using a threat or an act of violence, the threat of violence or an act of violence, to cause people to change their behavior, to cause governments to change their behavior, right? To threaten, to extort, to harass others by threats and real violence. That is what terrorism is. So I want to say this to you fucking Hollywood morons. How is Joe Biden inviting to America the anti-Israeli, pro-terrorism, anti-American Hamas lovers? How's that working out for you guys? you bunch of assholes. You support Joe Biden, you support the Democrats, and they go and invite all of these anti-Israel, anti-American, pro-terrorist Hamas people into this country. How's that working out for you? You go to see a movie and they start punching and wailing on you and assaulting you. You get what you fucking pay for. You bought it, Hollywood. You now get to own that shit. You like violent movies, Hollywood, huh? You get the real deal now from the shithole nations you thought loved you because you're Democrats. You bunch of dumb fucks. I don't care, folks. These people don't deserve anything except spite from the terrorists to the idiots who brought them here. I want to say this. I hope you're prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense in your plan. Why? Because the government has for years, actually decades, been slowly bringing these people in. They are setting up cities and towns that they can control, and they're doing it. They're setting up training camps in this country, and they're here. Oh, by the way, if you're a news reporter reporting on the training camps, guess what? The FBI is going to come have a little talk to you. That's right, folks. A journalist in Texas. He has been repeatedly visited by the corrupt FBI for exposing a potential Hamas training camp near the U.S.-Mexico border. The FBI has made demands of this journalist. They want to know his sources. Now, did he break the law by exposing terrorists the FBI wasn't doing anything about? Is that the fucking problem? You bet. I think the FBI is part of this. And I can, as a matter of free speech, accuse them, criticize them of fucking violating their oaths to defend and uphold the Constitution. The FBI, the bunch of rainbow freaks that call themselves FBI agents, what have they done right? Tell me. You can't. You can't. Now, this is great. They sent a SWAT team. No, they sent an FBI SWAT team that was heavily armed. And they also sent local police hunting for what, folks? A Hamas supporter? A Hezbollah supporter? A Hamas member? A terrorist? Are they going after terrorists in America? Is the FBI as heavily armed SWAT? Are they going after sleeper cells? We know sleeper cells are here. Are they going after sleeper cells, folks? Are they investigating people who support and cheer for the destruction of nations and the murder of Christians, pregnant women, the rape of women? Is that who the FBI is going after? No, folks, no. They're hunting a January 6th protester. His name is Gregory Yetman. He is former Army, a sergeant. That's right, folks. He's a veteran. He's a patriot. And guess what he decided? He decided he wasn't going to let them arrest him. So instead, he decided, you know what, fuck you. And he ran off and took off into the New Jersey woods. Folks, people won't allow themselves to be arrested. Not any longer. Right? The Rainbow Brigade, the FBI SWAT brigade, a bunch of rainbow freaks, cowards, won't chase this guy into the woods. Somehow he managed to get away from them. They're fully armed in body armor. You bet they don't want to get shot. They're in full, so he can go faster than him. He's an old guy, folks. But what did he do wrong? Tell me, what did this guy do wrong? Gregory Yetman. Did he assault police by throwing bottles of ice, rocks, bricks at them? Did he assault the FBI and police by launching explosive fireworks at their faces? Did he use lasers to burn the eyes out of FBI agents? Did Gregory Yetman throw rocks and bricks through business windows? Did Gregory Yetman loot stores? Did he encourage others to loot stores? throw rocks and bricks through stores, burn stores to the ground? Did Gregory Yetman encourage people to assault police and burn courthouses and try and incinerate policemen and burn police stations? No, he didn't do any of those things. But the FBI SWAT team didn't go after the little fucking creeps in Antifa and BLM, did they? No, they didn't. And they should have. They should have. They were part of a multi-state FBI. This is called an interstate conspiracy to commit massive crime. Mayhem is a crime. An interstate conspiracy to commit crimes of arson, looting, and murder. Fuck you, FBI. You're going after one man, you bunch of fucking cowards. Gregory Yetman. They're going to chase him in the woods, huh? Hear me out, folks. Hear me out. We got more coming. I got an update on that story, too. I sure do. You're going to fucking love this. Yes, you will. This heavily armed SWAT team is continuing their manhunt all day long. Retired Army sergeant running in the woods, right? I started thinking, is there a difference between the people I described, Antifa, BLM, and what they did and what this retired Army sergeant did? What did he do? He was in Washington, D.C. on the steps of public property protesting while the police shot rubber bullets, threw in tear gas canisters, and threw flashbang grenades at the people while beating the fuck out of them with sticks. They killed people, the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police. They killed Americans. Now, I guess this retired Army sergeant was in Washington, D.C., and now the FBI wants to arrest him. Joe Biden's Department of Justice, the FBI, has arrested over 1,000 people. How many people did Joe Biden go after and arrest for what they did in 2020? On camera for the world to see night after night after night after night after endless fucking night. Murdering people, burning, looting, destroying. Oh, that's fine. But we will not have a retired Army sergeant standing around in Washington, D.C. and let him get away with that shit. So I talked about the difference between that. Now, wait a minute. Maybe there's a problem here that I'm not seeing. Maybe he's more like a mass murderer. That's why the FBI needs to go after him with full riot SWAT gear on. Right? Well, is there a difference between being a January 6th protester and being a suicidal Democrat mass murderer? Yeah, you bet. The difference between a suicidal Democrat mass murderer and patriotic vets, it becomes apparent, right? The patriotic vet didn't kill anyone, but says, I won't be arrested by the LGB FBI. There's a big difference, folks, between trained and untrained. That's why the Democrats, when they do mass murder, they end up committing suicide. They have a whole different mission, don't they? The Patriot says, I won't be arrested by these LGB FB liars. There's a big difference between a patriot and a murdering coward. There's a big difference between dangerous protester freaks and a purposefully acting militant freedom fighter. Because that is what the FBI, the Attorney General, the President of the United States, and Congress is forcing the American people to become. Militant freedom fighters. Hell, the media, we can trust CNN, the Associated Press. We can trust Reuters, the New York Times. because they're going to let us know what a terrorist and an insurrectionist this guy is. Now, my opinion will differ, no doubt. And what I pray is that his life is not lost in vain over this running from these fucking FBI liars. America needs to wake up. The media is going to call this guy a terrorist. They're going to call him an insurrectionist. The fucking media has shown us they join terrorists. They go on terrorist missions and watch them as they hunt down children and women and the elderly and self-defenseless men. You bet. And they film it gleefully, sometimes holding hand grenades, it appears. That's the world we live in, folks. That's the world we live in. Oh, but it gets better. It just gets better. Oh, the Republicans are in charge of the White House. No problem. Well, guess what, folks? 70 House Republicans voted to reward the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's right, the LGB FBI. They get a new $300 million headquarters built for them down in Maryland. That's right. Right? They want to go after this guy in the woods. Right? One little soldier. He is no John Dillinger with the mafia. He's no John Dillinger, bank robber. He's an Army veteran, a January 6er, a patriot. And he doesn't want to rot in a diseased subterranean cell full of shit, being tortured, being shower raped, while LGB FBI fruit toasters manufacture lies about him on the news with mainstream media who actually love terrorism. And he doesn't want to go to jail, and so he can be forced to admit to crimes they manufacture for him and forever stay in jail. Yeah, he's given a big fuck you to the FBI and fuck DC from me for spending $300 million on new high-tech fuck America headquarters for the FBI. Folks, remember, the FBI and J. Edgar Hooverites, they're freaks, not heroes. How many mass murderers were on the radar, had heard of, knew about these mass murderers, but they didn't do anything about it? Well, they're doing something about it now, right? They're going after veterans. They're going after old women. They're going after fathers. They're going after church members, church leaders who were in Washington on January 6th. That's who the FBI wants. These are a bunch of limp-wristed, sissified bitches who are afraid of their own shadow. Harassing reporters in Texas for talking about potential Hamas training camps. Why don't they go find the fucking training camps and harass them? Well, they won't, because they probably know where they're at. I will criticize these bastards all day and night, folks. That's what I think of them. They're a bunch of bastards. I can't, folks, I'm telling you, I know people who have dealt with the FBI and they say they're a bunch of fucking scum. I know people that have dealt with the FBI say they're a bunch of cowards. Now, the other day I came to you and offered you some satire about the two Nashville police officers who were looking at getting fired for releasing the racist manifesto for the mass murdering, salad tossing, Christian hating, white hating idiot Audrey Hale. Now, folks, guess what? There's 7 Nashville police officers, and currently they're suspended as they're investigating who leaked the manifesto. Now, how many people have been hurt because the manifesto was released. How many trans people have been hunted down by Republicans? None. None. Not a one. How many judges were threatened? How many people were beat up in protests when somebody leaked the Roe v. Wade decision for the Supreme Court of the United States? And no one was fired. No one was suspended. No one was accused. No one was ever discovered to be the leaker. But hey, you leak something from one of these LGB freaks? Oh, you're going to be, we'll get to the bottom of that real quick, right? The reason they have to stop this, folks, is, well, this trans mass murderer of innocent white Christian children, we can't have that released and understand that this gay girl, no like whiteys with money, they're a bunch of, it's ridiculous. But, if we're going to try and get rid of Roe v. Wade, and they did, we can't have that. We can have all the riots and protests and fights we want, and that's just fine. They don't care about the safety of people over that, but they sure care about these LGB fruit toss and butt pirates. I tell you, that's where this world is going, folks. And I wonder why. Let me think about this. Why is it that politicians, why is it that judges and attorneys and the FBI and police are so interested in protecting these fucking sick perverts? Why do they get special protection? Why are they a protected class? They've got no class. They're a bunch of sick people with mental disease. And they want to be called normal. And they want to pick what their pronoun is. And they want you to have to recite it back to them. And they like to turn you and your refusal to do such a thing, to participate in their ridiculous fantasy. They want to call that a crime. Anyways, these 7 police officers, great, 7 of them. Guys are heroes if you all release this. Love it. Good. We've got a fight coming, folks. You may as well get pissed off about it. We got a fight coming. You may as well get ready and prepare for it, because we have a fight coming. It is going to land on us like a fucking elephant that leaped from the moon back to the earth. Oh, it's coming. I'm telling you, it is going to come, and it's going to scare a shit pile of people who are not ready for what's happening. All right, let's do this. It is now time to go to you guys, right? It's time for the inner circle. Thank you, Mr. T, for the great intros, outros, transition pieces, thumbnails, etc., etc., etc. And thank you, Mr. Uman, for being here on a daily basis, helping to get the word out there. Okay, where do we go? We've got several questions up, and we're going to start with Do Stuff with Nikki. And she says, funny how people got bored of Ukraine on the mainstream media, then jumped to a Hams disaster. Question is, or Hamas disaster. Question is, what are they distracting you from, really? Well, I think part of it is people have a limited attention span. 10 years ago, when I first started doing videos, I was told you can't do long videos, John. Nobody wants to watch somebody discuss things with them for more than 2-3 minutes tops. The attention span of the average idiot is about 2 minutes. You'll lose them. They'll tune you out. I'm in this corner up here, 35 minutes. I have, folks, for 10 years, talked to you guys from anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours. What's our record, man? 4.5 hours? Fucking incredible. Or is it 3 hours and 45 minutes? Whatever it was. We can go forever, and people are interested. They do super chat donations and support this channel because it replaces the news. Now, people, dumb people, yeah, they need something every couple of days to keep their interest going. They can't keep an interest. That's Uman's 72-hour news cycle. Now, they want everyone paying attention. Look out. Ukraine. They wanted everyone to get behind the effort. They wanted Russia to make a mistake and quit. Russia to make a mistake and cause a world war. Didn't happen. Putin kept his powder dry, his head cool, and didn't get sucked into the bullshit. He's fighting the war, he's winning the war, and it's not going to be fast. So then they go to Hamas. We're already losing interest, all of us. Everyone got bored of Ukraine months ago. This country's broke. Europe is broke. They don't have money to keep going. They don't have the equipment to keep going. And Ukraine doesn't have the soldiers to keep going. They're out of soldiers. It's over. But what do they want? I think they've been gearing up for this terrorist thing, to be truthful. They've been gearing up for it. They've been inviting these fucking people in from every shithole country around the world. We saw MS-13 and the drug cartels move up to the border over the last 10 years. And then under Biden's watch, move across the border and embed themselves in Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, and then move into the country and other places. Then we started seeing what? North Africans, Middle East, Far East. Everyone is sending their shit-stained pieces of crap people here and sending them up through Mexico into America. They have been invading us, as we call it. And everyone's like, oh, that's just a bunch of hyperbole, John. No, there's no invasion, man. So what if 250,000 people come in every month? You don't know that they're terrorists. Yeah, really. Have you seen these guys? They're all military age, bunch of tattoos all over them, or they're angry fucking Middle Easterners and North African. They're not here, folks, to go work hard. They're not here to really apply that college education and degree they got. They're here to fuck us over. They're here to take everything they can and screw us over. Now, what are they distracting us from, really? Well, they want us thinking, Nikki, that the problems are only over in Israel and Hamas, and Israel bad. Meanwhile, in our country, it didn't take anything. No time at all to get the pro-Palestinians all riled up, pissed off, waving their flags, holding protests, which then, of course, break out into fucking riots and fights. I'm waiting for the Armenians in California to come up against these pro-Palestinian fucks. There's a lot of people, folks, don't like these pro-Palestinian types. And these pro-Palestinian types are a bunch of terrorists and terrorist supporters. Who's in your neighborhood? Who is in your 10-mile radius? And are you prepared to deal with it? Driving down the highway today, drove up behind a Ford pickup truck. He had 2 words on the back of his fucking tailgate. 2 fucking words. You know what it was? Get prepared. No website, no guns. 2 words, get prepared. What the fuck do you think he was talking about? I passed him, looked over, looked up. There's an old guy, just kind of about my age. Thank you, Nikki. All right, Mr. Uman. Who do we have next? We got Chin Music. Hey, dude, thanks for the comedy. And thank you for letting me know about, the news stories, which I ended up covering. He says, John, one of them was on a motorcycle with a savage. Who was on a motorcycle with a savage? I need more context. One of them. Are we talking about over? Where are we talking about? I need more context. Because I'm sure this has got a very good point to it. Because Chin Music, I think, is famous for making really good points. All right. Uman will figure that one out for us. Are we talking? Oh, we're talking about news reporters. News reporter. They had their little paragliders, like a parachute with a little motor blowing wind to make them into like the world's cheapest airplane. They went through tunnels. They got on trucks, driving around in trucks. They flew in. They drove in. They rode in on motorcycles. You bet. Motorcycle with a savage. You call them a savage. I think that's almost a compliment for these fucking people. Their IQ is less than Forrest Gump, folks, except it's Forrest Gump who was raised on hatred of anyone other than people that they know. And that's the problem with these cocksuckers. They come over here. Maybe I shouldn't call them cocksuckers. These goat fuckers, they come over here into our country. They know nothing about the country. All they know is their brainwashing. They know nothing about our culture. All they know is their brainwashing. They know nothing about law and order, history, law, civilization. All they know is the shit they've dealt with in their lives, in their little teeny shit-filled world that they create and they continue to fill with shit. They don't have education. All they do is brainwash each other into hatred and murder. And this one fucking really got me, right? Thank you, Chin Music. Right? We have survivor testimony, right? Now, survivors of this October 7th attack say Hamas used mass rape as a weapon. And I'm like, you dumb fucks. Rape, murder, torture to create fear. That's what terrorism is. It's fearism. It's terrorism. They create fear of everything imaginable. Anything bad that could happen to you, that's the fear. That's how terrorism works. Why is anyone surprised by any of this? Our governments, our people survived that they used mass rape as weapons? Of course. Hey, I don't want to go to jail because I don't want to have to fight in the shower. I don't want to have to defend myself in the fucking shower against a bunch of freaks. Right? Who wants to go to prison with a bunch of lifelong freaks? No one. So that's a deterrent. I think that's a fucking act of terror. In fact, the government is guilty, I think, for not protecting people from being raped by fucking butt pirate criminals. Anyways, here we are. We're now in SHTF. And it is accelerating from SHTF light, and we're going to start getting hot spots of SHTF. We're going to start getting hot spots. This city, that city, the other city, this military base, that Jewish synagogue, that Christian church. It's coming, folks. Are you prepared? That's it. Are you prepared? No one else can get you prepared, folks. Okay, Mr. Uman, where are we going next, man? What do we got? Do stuff with Nikki. She's back. Getting back to that definition of terrorism I just heard. Well, that defined our government, if you want to be technical, especially during Cerveza Bug. Just saying. Oh, I agree. Terrorism is the act of threatening violence or using violence to coerce a government to change the way it deals with a group, a policy, an agenda, etc. Right? Now, what do governments do? They threaten violence. They threaten violence to other governments, and they commit actual violence against other governments. Except they go, hey, we're a government, and the people are here. And so since we're a government, it's okay for us to terrorize. So the terrorists are like, well, hell, if you can do it as a government, then we can do it as a loosely organized bunch of dipshits. And then I'm like, well, loosely organized bunch of dipshits. That sounds like the LGB FBI. That sounds like Washington, D.C. Except they have access to trillions of dollars in funding. But what did we learn, folks? We learned that Hamas, a terror organization can go and attack Israel and scare the shit out of everybody and hurt them and get their way. We learned that Antifa and BLM, they can terrorize and push American cities over the edge. That law enforcement, there's not enough of them to cover all the shifts, all hours of the day, and make sure America stays safe. I hope you are prepared to defend yourself. But first, you're going to have to defend yourself from these radical wackos, whether it's BLM and Antifa, or whether it's the bunch of LGBT fruit salad freaks, or if it's Hamas terrorists. First, you have to defend yourself from all them. And then you got to turn around and defend yourself from the law enforcement and the district attorney's office. You got to defend yourself from them for defending yourself from the actual terrorists. We're getting a 1-2 punch, Nikki. We got terrorists on both sides of us. We got shit raining down on from above. And then we've got it out in front of us as well. So when the Army sergeant decides he's not going to let himself be arrested, can you fucking blame him? Because he doesn't want to be threatened and terrorized by the government. He knows what he has in store for him. Can't blame him a bit. All right. Let's do it again, man. Chin music. This is what chin music says, folks. And I want you to understand what a patriot is. A patriot is someone who loves his country. A patriot is someone who stands up to tyranny. A patriot is someone who stands up to evil. A patriot is someone who isn't afraid to speak. A patriot is someone who isn't afraid to exercise their rights. A patriot is someone who sticks up for others. A patriot is someone who believes government should be restrained. If you think government can do whatever you want, whatever it wants, then you're a subject. You're a servant of that government. If you believe government should be restrained and servant of the people, then you're a patriot. And you believe that government doesn't have rights, that they only have authority, and that authority can be taken. Chin Music, I think, among many others on here, are patriots, in my opinion. And I want to thank you guys for being here and sharing your thoughts. So Chin Music says, Nikki, I say all the time, once you learn to view your government as a foreign occupying force that wants to crush everything they do will start to make sense. When they want to crush you, everything they do will start to make sense. They want to destroy this country. So letting in illegals, letting in terrorists makes sense. They want to destroy this country. So kicking out good Americans and putting in a bunch of fruit toss and butt pirates into the military and then promising to cut their dicks off. Now that makes sense. They want to destroy the country. Having a bunch of LGBT fruitcake, colored hair dipshits teach our children and convert them and groom them and then bring in trans fruitcakes and bring in drag queens and bring in cartoon gay porn books. Now it makes sense why they're doing that. Folks, it's not a secret conspiracy. It's an in your fucking face conspiracy. Conspiracy. One or more people acting on an agenda to cause something to happen. And in this case, it's an evil agenda. Grooming and destroying children, destroying the military, destroying this country with terrorist invitations. That's where we're at. It all starts to make sense. They're doing it intentionally. In order to do it, they conspire. Every time someone tries stopping these schools, they go to their co-conspirators, these school boards do, and they call the FBI. They call the Attorney General. They call the teachers union. Because they know they're wrong. Fucking people. They're a bunch of sick bastards. Okay, man. Name redacted says they don't want free acts of thought or expression because it will lead to physical action for freedom. Well, that's correct. If I don't talk to you and you don't talk to me, if we can't talk to each other, then we can't let each other know what we think and how our decision process is going. But I look at you and I say, you know what? I see the LGB FBI. I look at you and I go, you know what? I don't like the border situation. I look at you and I go, you know what? This Hamas thing is bullshit. And we're like, yeah. Ultimately, we all decide that what's happening out there is wrong. And then we get to decide, when are we going to do something about it? And there's your physical action for freedom right there. Folks, revolution and bringing about a socialist communist country, that's not freedom. A revolution to bring about a an Islamic state in America, nope, that's not freedom. Right? A revolution to bring about the decolonization of America and reverse racist apartheid policies and the confiscation of wealth of anybody and a redistribution of wealth to the leadership like Hamas or BLM. That's not freedom. That's something different. We want freedom. We're not terrorists. The people out there that are terrorizing us and threatening to terrorize us, or threatening to threaten us, oh, it's coming. It is. Now, folks, I sleep great at night. I get to sleep for 3, maybe 4 hours, and it's great because I sleep soundly knowing that I've done everything I can and that these fuckers are coming. And at some point, it's going to be game on. It's going to be game on. I hope you're prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. I hope you have a sweet AR-15 with lots of standard capacity 30-round magazines, lovingly topped off with 55 grain full metal jacket. Give them a good tap on your helmet, tap on your wrist, tap on your forearm. Make sure all those rounds are seated properly in that magazine. Get ready for it. It's coming. Trigger control. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, hold your breath, squeeze the trigger. You need clear sight picture, rear sight aperture, clear front sight tip, target. Keep the front sight tip in focus. That's how you hit what you're aiming at. Don't jerk the fucking trigger. It's not your dick. Squeeze the trigger. After a round is expelled, then you can breathe again. Bring your rifle back down, right, into your view. Find another target, line them up, breathe, stop, squeeze, repeat as necessary. These fuckers are coming for us. We do not need to glorify violence or glamorize violence. We don't call for violence. I'm calling for self-defense. I'm calling for defending your country. I'm calling for protecting your family, your neighborhood, your community. See, I'm community-minded, just like Barack Hussein, Barry Soetoro, Obama. These fucking people, folks. Go to a shooting range and get some training lessons on how to shoot. Sight alignment, sight picture, breathing control, and knowing that you're saving the lives of others. That's how you get through the horror of it, folks. That's how you get through the horror of it. And speaking of the horror of shit, Nikki Haley, a Republican supposedly, at the debate decided to call another politician scum. Was she talking about Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton? Was she talking about Joe Biden or Barack Obama? Nope. She was lashing out at another Republican who pointed out her hypocrisy. She said, "You're just scum." Folks, I guess Trump's language and attitude ain't so bad after all, is it? I guess he wasn't so bad. Well, I'm no lover of Nikki Haley, and she is far from being presidential. In fact, this is just a show, folks. It's all a show. Trump will be on the Republican ticket. And I want everyone registered to vote, and vote on the first Tuesday of next November. We need to vote. I will be voting. I will be participating in this shit show called a presidential election. All right, Mr. Uman, do we have more? I can't remember. Hey, it's Heidi. H12 is here. She says they're a little busy with the 47 centimeters of rain they got this week. Oh, I'm going to love reading these words out loud. I'm going to fucking love reading these words out loud. Mecca. Mecca is the Holy Land, folks. The Holy Land for Muslims. Mecca is flooded to the point camels are floating away. I wonder how the tunnels are now. You know what's amazing is unless the tunnel is open, and underwater, it won't fill up. Tunnels do not flood out unless the water runs down into them. Now, I'm sure Mecca, being in a freaking desert, doesn't get a lot of rain. They're not used to it, and they probably don't think about that. I wonder if they have little doors to put on their little tunnels. Now, Mecca, folks, is not in Gaza. It's not in Jerusalem. It's not in Israel. It's not in Jordan, right? In fact, you know what? I don't even fucking know where it is. I just know it's in the Middle East somewhere. I really don't give a fuck about Mecca, but I find it fascinating that they're flooding right now. I wonder, could they be using the HARP weather control system to be directing rain towards Mecca and then using other directed energy weapons to intensify the storm and flood these fucking people out? I find that fascinating. I truly do. Okay. Thank you, Heidi. Mr. Uman, what do we got? He says, Charles Gentry says, everything evil is dark. Not everything dark is evil. Everything good is light. Not everything light is good. Balance is the only perfection. Wow. Confucius didn't say all that shit. Anyways, Charles, I appreciate you asking us to think about light, dark, good, bad, evil, etc. I think shining the light of truth on things is good, or exposing things to the light, fresh air, let everyone see it and decide for themselves, instead of hiding the truth, hiding the facts, giving people just a slice of information and then demanding they obey it, or, they'll cut your head off. And I don't think that the terrorists are guilty of anything that other nations haven't been guilty of in the past. Everything that Hamas has done has been done to other people by government military contractors. Everything. I mean, maybe they didn't fly in little, fan-powered airplanes, but the actions and activities, I think, well, maybe not. I don't know. I doubt the mercenary groups and French Foreign Legion, cut the heads off of children and cut the babies out of pregnant women's stomach. I think maybe that was just asking or talking. Yeah, no, I don't think they've done that. I'm sure they've killed them. I'm sure they've killed children and killed pregnant women, but I doubt even mercenary groups that are the most ruthless on the planet, having no fear and no rules of engagement to worry about, do what Hamas just did. What a bunch of sick fucking terrorists. They are less than human. They are animals. They truly are. I don't love the allegations made about the Israelis, but I don't think the Israelis did what Hamas has done. Okay, Hamas, show us video of IDF soldiers cutting the heads off of children. Show us video footage of Israeli Defense Force members cutting the babies out of pregnant Gaza Palestinians. Show me the video footage. Show me of the IDF driving down the street with soldiers in the back of their pickup or their armored personnel carrier, shooting civilians left and right. Show me the pictures. Show me the videos. Get them out there. You can do your own 43-minute movie montage and hold it down in Los Angeles. Show us. I doubt they can, folks. I doubt it. All right, man, what do we got? I know we're out of time. Name redacted said, seems like it's another case of, quote, let that be a lesson to you all. The FBI in Texas. I want to keep calling him the LGB FBI or the LGBFB lie, because that's what I think of him, folks. I have it on good report that these federal agencies have jam-packed, stuffed themselves full of homosexuals and perverts. Good authority. And what did we see just a couple of days ago? The FBI wearing rainbow-colored FBI shirts to a pride event where they were recruiting people. I don't think they're going to find intelligent people that can get a law degree there. All they're going to find is people who want to have a, play butt darts and find the monkeypox. Anyways, I have no respect for these people, folks. I've lost respect for them. If I ever had it, it's gone. That and the federal government and the military at the Pentagon, right? The U.S. has launched its second counterattack on Iran, folks. That sounds dangerous and crazy, right? Oh, the U.S. has launched a second counterattack on Iran. Iran-backed militant groups. That's who we've launched the second counterattack is on, Iran-backed militant groups. Folks, 40 times American troops have been attacked by these Iran-backed militant groups. This is a ratio of 20-1 response. Well, we have to wait until Iran has attacked us through their militant groups 20 times before we respond once? What the fuck is the point? You get attacked once, you attack them twice. They understand nothing about war, folks. All they do is encourage the enemy to hate us and attack us. That's all they do is encourage it. Well, folks, just like in Spain, right? A politician from the Catalan area, he founded the conservative Vox Party, shot in the face while in Madrid, Spain. Expect more, folks. Do you liars in D.C. hear me? Expect more of this. Only expect it to be terrorists that you brought into the country who are not friendly to you, Democrats and Republicans. Expect this kind of violence to get here, folks. It's coming. It truly is. I don't have to use fear, folks. I don't have to use terror. All I have to do is point at the terror that is coming via government policy. Truly. Hey, chance favors the prepared mind. Aren't you glad you are a prepper? God bless America. Semper Fi means always faithful. Oh, November 10th is Marine Corps birthday. That's tomorrow. You guys have a great day. Veterans Day is Saturday.